revolution. From the burnt ashes of the Parliament building in Belgrade, a modern state was supposed to rise and take its place amongst the community of European nations. The past would stay in the past, not become a barrier to a bright future. Now, 2 decades on, this remains a work in progress. The past is in danger of once again becoming the present. Back in 1991, it became clear that Yugoslavia was breaking up as the country accelerated towards disaster. After losing Slovenia, Serbia's president, Slobodan Milosevic, unleashed the might of the Serb-dominated military onto first Croatia and then Bosnia and Herzegovina to prevent them from following suit. As the situation escalated, the Europeans told the Americans, "It's okay, we've got this." Luxembourg's Prime Minister, Jacques Pouze, said, "This is the hour of Europe." Italian Foreign Minister Gianni De Michelis claimed there was a European political rapid reaction force. The EU Commission President, Jacques Delors, said, "We do not interfere in American affairs. We hope they will have enough respect not to interfere in ours." And the Americans seemed happy to sit this one out, as Secretary of State James Baker responded, "We do not have a dog in this fight." After 4 years of complete failure by the EU to halt the mass bloodshed, the Americans found their dog and stepped in. They bombed the Serbs in Bosnia, forced Milosevic to the table, and constructed the 1995 Dayton Agreement, which bandaged the open wounds the wars had caused. But the US and the EU then took their eyes off the Balkans ball again, as the Serbian province of Kosovo slid towards conflict, which finally erupted in 1998. Milosevic, clinging desperately to what remained of Yugoslavia, was never going to allow the Serbian province of Kosovo to leave. It may have been overwhelmingly dominated by ethnic Albanians, but it was also the cradle of Serb civilization. Clashes between the Kosovo Liberation Army, KLA, and the police intensified, with civilians on both sides being killed. Milosevic again sent in the military, and the following year, NATO came in on the Kosovars' side. For 3 months, Serbian targets were bombed from the air across the length and breadth of the country. By the time Belgrade's military was forced out of the province, more than 1 million Kosovar Albanians had been displaced and up to 14,000 killed. Hundreds of Serb civilians were killed in the NATO airstrikes, and up to 200,000 were displaced. Today, the Balkans continues to simmer. Serbia and Kosovo in particular remain hostile to one another, and war between them is not unthinkable. In 2018, when Kosovo announced plans for an army, Belgrade responded with the threat of war. In the same year, Serbia blocked Kosovo's entry to Interpol. In response, Kosovo imposed a 100% tax on imports of Serbian goods and accused Belgrade of, quote, numerous acts of provocation. One example was when a train decorated with the Serbian flag, with signs reading "Kosovo is Serbia," attempted to enter Kosovo and was turned back at the border. In this atmosphere, both sides are considering a land swap to resolve some of the tensions between them, but this massively emotional and complex situation will require huge compromises. It is, of course, possible that this would lead to a real peace, but there's also the danger it would spark a wider war, opening up the wounds of the past. So 20 years on, territorial disputes are also rife throughout the region. So what if trying to solve the Kosovo problem via land swaps creates other problems elsewhere? The Serbs in Bosnia might step up efforts to join their territory, Republika Srpska, into Serbia proper, a move which would be supported by those in Belgrade who still believe in a greater Serbia. The Albanians of Macedonia, kindred spirits of the Kosovars, might reignite their 2001 military effort to create a separate state. In turn, both Kosovans and Macedonian Albanians might wish to merge into a greater Albania. It follows that if the above scenarios come to pass, then what was left of Macedonia would fall prey to division as Serbia, Greece and Bulgaria scramble to protect their interests. These are indeed ifs and mights, but given the history of the region over the past 120 years, they are more than plausible. And there are other tensions in the area that could escalate the problem. Progress towards EU membership for Bosnia, Serbia and Kosovo has stalled.